Correct, though.
All right.
Okay, so you are this guy who you have your pie chart in front of you.
Yes, I'm a prospect who's
Yes.
thinking about enrolling in Academy of Qi Dao in a basic program. And I
Yeah.
just completed the pie chart
Yes.
for both current state and also dream state of affairs that I
Yes.
want to achieve in a year.
So let's see. Let's take a look on the pie chart and see what areas of your life would you like to improve the most, or do you think needs the most attention?
Yeah, it seems like career and finances need a bit more attention than most other things.
Career and finances. Yeah, I agree. That's they were 50%, right?
Oh, thanks, darling.
Avocado and salsa.
Awesome.
Hi,
Yes.
Nancy.
Hi.
So good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Um,
Yeah, career and finances need some improvement. And
yes.
they're at 50%, and I visualize them at 90 or 95%.
Yes. I also recalled that on your pie chart, I remember you also talking about personal development and spiritual development as being around the 50-60% mark. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And I didn't designate them to receive as much of improvement. From 60 go to 85, and from 50, from 60 go to 90, from 50 go to 85, I think, something like
Okay.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But or 75 rather. Um, but personal development may be the thing that may be bugging me down, or maybe spiritual development, maybe the thing that needs to be improved upon so that my career would improve.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right.
Yeah. So, what if we took those areas of your life into consideration too as we move on to this next section of the call? That be
Okay.
okay for you?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay. So let's see how we can get a little closer to your goals in these specific life areas. So you can feel more satisfied in your career and finances, and you can feel more satisfied in personal development and spiritual development.
I will
Um,
do that.
Perfect. So you take your paper and you turn it, flip it around to the other side. And
Mhm.
then on the left hand side, draw a vertical line. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, is that the other way?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So you have room to draw, sorry, room to write next to it.
Okay. So I drew the line.
Yeah.
I put an arrow also.
You can put an arrow if you feel, yeah. We're gonna basically talking about the far away line, like going upwards. That's gonna be your future a year from now. And of course, you have a much longer future than just a year from now. So if making an arrow, pointing into a further future makes sense to you, go ahead and do it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll give myself an extra time to live
Yeah.
beyond 1 year. But at the bottom, I put now. Huh?
Yeah. The bottom will be your now.
Now. Okay.
Yes. And the top will be 1 year from now. So it will be June 19th, 2024.
Okay.
Yes. So we're gonna go into dream. Oh, you said something here. I can't remember. Well, you're gonna go into your dream state and see what would you need to be doing in order to reach these goals where you want to get to in career and finances and where you want to get to in personal development and spiritual development.
May I interject?
Yes.
Let's go into dream state was a beautiful statement or suggestion rather. For what reason? To dream up how I would know that I accomplished what I want to accomplish, what I dream of in a year from now. So before we talk about what I should be doing, let's actually find out what it's going to be like. I use the phrase really easy phrase to remember. Using the words, would you paint a picture? Or would you describe the picture of what that's going to look like? Or how would you know that you achieved your desired level of satisfaction with those particular areas of your life? So in other words, that's kind of the preliminary step.
Okay, so now we would go into dream state, where so that you can paint a picture of how it would be like to achieve. Is that what you want me to? Is that? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
How?
Or you can even ask two questions. How would you know that you achieved what you set out to manifest? And
Would you ask that, or would it be like a more rhetorical question?
I would ask the question, please tell me, how would you know that you achieved the level of satisfaction with your career and finances? Especially career and finances is something quantifiable. So how would you know that you achieved your level of financial freedom, for example? Like, person often says, well, I would have $1 million in my bank account. Okay, well, is $1 million really the level of satisfaction that you set out to achieve in a year from now? Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. So let's get real clear about that, because we can then break it down into smaller steps. Most people who are realistic about it, and we can ask them, please be realistic and tell me how you would know that you've achieved what you dream of achieving in a year from now in terms of your career and finances.
Okay.
So, passing baton back to you.
Realistically, how? Okay. Okay, so now we move on. And you've drawn the timeline. So now please let me know, how would you realistically know that you have achieved your dream level of satisfaction in the career and finances? How would you know that you have achieved that?
Well, I would have $1 million in my bank account.
Is that realistically? Like, if a year from now, is that a realistic goal?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, what can I ask? How much money do you have in your bank account now?
How much I have in my bank account now?
How far away are you from having $1 million in your bank account?
Oh, I probably, yeah, like maybe I have $100,000 in my bank account, but I also owe some money to creditors.
Oh, okay. So I'm wondering, would you say it might be a little more realistic to set the goal a little lower just so you're sure you achieve it? Or how do you feel about that?
Wow. Most coaches say, dream big, raise the bar. And you're telling me, lower the bar, don't dream big. Okay.
I want you to dream big for sure. And like I said, like you made an arrow on your timeline, right? So there's no one saying that $1 million is unrealistically over the course of your life. But I want to be realistic with you that something you can actually achieve in this next year, in this next 12 months. There's only so much time in 12 months, right? What do you think is realistic for you to achieve in that amount of time?
I think it would be fair to say that I've made well more than $1 million in my life. So I would say probably more realistically would be to say maybe 900,000.
$900,000. Okay. So that feels really realistic to you to be able to achieve that in a year. And that's how you would know that you have achieved your goals in that kind of career and finances.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's put $900,000 down then as
let's do it.
A year from now, that's how you know that you've achieved
Okay.
Yes. How about?
I will put 100,000 next to now because, well, that's what I have in my bank account.
Yes.
So I have just $800,000 more to go.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So in career, and sorry, I just got to ask you. So when people do this, like I don't want to rain on anyone's parade, right? I don't know what kind of startup he has or stuff like that. So I mean, some people can go from 100 till almost $1 million in a year, but it's very unlikely for most people, right? So what would you do here? Like if he keeps going, okay, I'll go 900 then. Do you just let it slide and keep going? Because then it turns into almost like a session, right? A coaching session.
Right. So yeah, I take people on their word. I definitely don't want to rain on their parade, as you said, because I don't want to demotivate them. I want them to get more motivated rather than demotivated.
Yeah.
Even if they're not quite realistic in their expectations or dreams. That's why we call them dreams rather than goals. Because dreams are much more malleable and flexible as compared to goals, which are much more fixed.
Yeah.
And if a person decides, you know what, 6 months down the road, I realized I only made $200,000, and the likelihood of me making $1 million in the next 6 months is not high, just slim. Maybe I need to adjust my expectations and restructure my dream plans.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, let's not beat yourself over the head for not achieving what you set out to achieve, but you will be surprised by how many people achieved what they did aspire to achieve as a result of working with me. It's ridiculous. It's actually outright ridiculous how much people manage to manifest because they were not tamped down in their dreams or aspirations. Most coaches actually tell their clients, you know what, let's dream bigger. I don't want to say they're wrong. Sometimes they shoot, you shoot for the stars and maybe you'll land on the moon. Or at least you'll land on the earth.
I get that. I've had coaches like that. And what it does for me personally is that this goal is so big that it actually demotivates me because the core, like again, like if he's low in personal development too, and he's like, I'm gonna make $1 million, it's like, all right, the core programming underneath everything, the subconscious, right? Like might still be operating, from a place of lack and a place of not feeling good enough, a place of not being strong enough. Maybe he has tons of things going on in his body, all these things, right? He sounds like he's very dependent on family and his girlfriend loving him, and he thinks that it's all about his money, so it's very much like that, right? Where for me, setting those big money goals would be, demotivation. But this is not me. I just want to know, like, if I say, like, okay, is that a realistic goal? And then they say, yes, it is a realistic goal. Then we just move on, regardless of, okay, cool.
Yeah, because we're not coaching them at this moment.
Yeah.
It's a strategy session. You want to create a strategy of how to make $1 million in 1 year? Absolutely, knock yourself out. Now, we will work with you as much as we can on helping you manifest your dreams. People are not signing up for a year-long program by the end of which they expect to get $1 million made. Yeah. They're signing up for a 3-month-long program. So that kind of gets you off the hook because you're not promising them that, okay, by the end of this program, you'll be walking away with $1 million.
Yeah.
On one hand. On the other hand, they will be receiving some really high quality coaching. And if that high quality coaching helps them achieve what's set out to achieve, we will ask them to write a nice testimonial.
Yeah. And
a lot of people I asked to write testimonials wrote really nice ones because they actually achieved more than they thought was possible.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's really not not a problem when somebody is not 100% realistic.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so in the way you would know that you have reached your dreams in career and finances would be to make $900,000 by this date next year.
Right. And as you may recall, I am creating a startup.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I will be able to attract a lot of investors, and these investors will be bringing in a lot of cash, and I will be paying myself a nice, juicy salary.
That sounds amazing. How many investors would you say you would need in a year from now to achieve this beautiful dream of $900,000 on your bank account?
I would say 10 investors would be a reasonable number, maybe 8.
And it's 8 to 10. So let's write that down as well. Like, that's how you would know you've achieved your dream. It is
8 investors.
8 to 10 investors, yeah.
Because
Beautiful.
each investor, each qualified investor would invest at least $1 million.
Beautiful.
So $8 million coming into the coffers. I pay myself a nice juicy salary, plus also I hire a team of people who will be working for me, so they're also going to be paid. And these investors are not expecting to make the return on investment in 1 year. But basically, the contract with investors is that they expect money to be invested and available to be withdrawn back in no less than 5 years. But they will start receiving returns on investment in terms of the dividends within the next 2 years.
Beautiful. Okay, that sounds amazing. So
Yeah.
that sounds like a solid, good plan. Is there any other things you can think of that would paint a picture of how you would know you have achieved your dreams in finances and career, other than the investors and the $900,000?
Oh yeah, I would have a team, a really
Mm-hmm.
great team of people who are working for me at the startup, at least a dozen employees. I would say maybe, let's say, realistically speaking, maybe 8 to 10 employees, and they will be mostly doing engineering work, but there's also going to be at least one person who's in charge of finances, like a CFO, and another person who is in charge of legal agreements, just like an in-house lawyer.
Beautiful. I love how specific you are. It sounds like you definitely know what is needed here. So it's awesome. Cool. So what if we looked at personal development and spiritual development?
Mm-hmm.
How would it be like, and what would you need? How do I say that? What would you need? What would your life look like a year from now? And so you know that you've achieved your dream in this area.
In personal and spiritual development, well, I will be much more confident myself. I will have a sense of accomplishment that perhaps I haven't had in a while. I will also feel like my life is more meaningful than it has been in a while, and that my actions are like I'm living my life on purpose.
Oh, I love that. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else you can think of?
Well, I will be halfway on my journey to enlightenment.
Halfway.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, so let's see how we can figure out what you would need to be doing so that you would be on track to receive all your dreams in a year from now. So if you look at your timeline and then divide it into 2, in the middle of your timeline, that being your 6-month mark. So 6 months from today, it will be December 19th.
That's good math.
So you write down you write down the date, December 19th, 23.
Okay.
So in this 6 months from now, what would you need to be doing so you know you're on the right track to receive your dreams?
Oh, well, I would have at least half as many employees. So I would say probably 4 employees.
4 employees, yeah.
As I'm going to be looking for investors at that point in time already, I will probably need at least half as many investors, like 4 investors.
Yeah. So feel free to write that down next to your 6 months mark so you can keep track of this.
I am writing it down.
Beautiful.
And since I'm planning on making $800,000 in the course of the year, it would be fair to say that I probably have about half as much, 400,000 plus whatever I have now. So it's 100. So it's $500,000.
Okay. In your bank account.
Hmm?
Awesome.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. What about your life area of personal development and spiritual development?
Hmm.
What would you need to be doing 6 months from now to know you're on the right track to achieving confidence and feel accomplishments and feel like you're living on purpose?
Well, in order to feel accomplished, I need to accomplish something in order in that length of time, maybe at least halfway there. So obviously working on accomplishing things that I want to manifest, developing greater sense of confidence. Obviously, I need to work on that. I would probably need
How
to.
would you work on that? What would you be doing to know you're on the right track to work on your confidence in 6 months?
Well, on one hand, manifest things that I set out to manifest. On the other hand, celebrate it instead of feeling, oh crap, I'm still halfway to where I want to be, so I'm really not there yet. Actually look back and see, oh, in the last 6 months, I've really kicked ass. And I really manifested a great deal, maybe even more than I intended to. And if I didn't quite achieve what I set out to achieve, well, at least see what it is that I achieved and connect the dots as to cause and effect. What allowed me to achieve what I did? What is it that stopped me from achieving what I didn't achieve?
I love that. So would it be right to say that you will be keeping track of what you have achieved and learning from what you didn't, like looking at what you didn't achieve and then learning from how could you do things differently? Is that true?
So we're talking about journal.
Yeah, maybe journaling. Does that sound like something you would be able to do?
Yes, journal documenting my entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Beautiful.
that's going to be juicy. Maybe
Awesome.
I will publish it as a book eventually.
There you go. I mean,
Nowadays, nobody reads books anymore. They just watch TikTok videos.
Well, I read books, so I don't have TikTok.
Okay, neither do I. That's why I'm joking about it.
Yeah, I don't have TikTok yet. Maybe you can learn something there too. You never know.
Well,
okay, 6 months from now. So that sounds beautiful. You have a very solid plan of what you would be doing. What about spiritual development? What do you think you would be doing in 6 months to know you're on track of your dreams?
Well, obviously, spiritually, I would be growing too. Hopefully, I will get into some sort of practice, maybe meditation, maybe relation practices. Being a recovering Catholic, I will be maybe, getting over some of the indoctrination that has been stuck into my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to be good.
I like that. Okay, so you'll be going to RC meetings.
No, I didn't say anything about meetings.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to make recovering Catholic meetings. No, meditation sounds beautiful. Okay, so 6 months from now, doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, maybe even get into some sort of body-oriented practice that kind of gets me a little bit more in alignment with my spiritual goals.
Yeah. Okay. So if you write that down as well, that sounds beautiful.
Okay, meditation. Embodiment.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. So then let's look at this timeline again. And if you divide it into a half between the 6-month mark and the now mark, so now you get your 3-month mark. So make a little notch on your 3-month mark on your timeline, three months from now. And then I'm going to ask you, where would you need to be, or what would you need to be doing in 3 months to know that you're on your right track to receive this level of satisfaction in 12 months from now?
It'll be September 19th.
That will be. Yep. Good math.
Thanks. All right. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to get busy with some meditation practice, maybe some embodiment practices.
Yeah.
Maybe develop more clarity about how in hell I'm going to actually get $1 million in a year.
Yeah. Or maybe, what if you just focused on your 6-month mark? Maybe in 3 months, what will you need to be doing in order to know you're on the right track for the 6-month mark?
Well, it would be fair to say that I would need to have at least a couple of employees.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe also a couple of investors already.
Yeah.
Find out.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to write that down. And it probably would be fair to say that I should still be able to make some money, maybe a couple hundred grand.
Yeah.
In
3 months.
Sure. Plus what I already have, so it will add up to about 300,000.
Yep.
Okay. Easy peasy. And
Good.
then, well, obviously I need to also achieve some level of satisfaction, like I was talking about, self-confidence and some degree of self-actualization. Well, maybe I need to be really clear on what my objectives are, and already hit some of the goals that I would set up for myself in 3 months' time to feel good about it.
Mm. Yeah, beautiful.
And maybe
Clarity.
Also research at least, do some research about meditation and embodiment practices so that I would know what to practice.
There you go. That sounds good. So if you write all that down next to your 3-month mark, so you know what you would be doing in 3 months to be on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Awesome. Well, then let's move a little closer to the present moment. And if you make another mark a month and a half from now, so end of July, beginning of August.
Okay. Beginning of August.
Where would you need to be, or what would you need to be doing to know that you're on the right track of receiving your level of satisfaction in these life areas?
Well, I would need to probably do some experimentation with some meditation and embodiment practices, just to feel what it feels like to be doing them.
Yeah.
Sign up for some yoga somewhere, or I've heard Tai Chi is also good for you.
Okay, so exploring Tai Chi, yoga,
some experiment,
or other mindful practices.
Yeah, Tai Chi and yoga. Right, and then what else? Maybe just, get a meditation CD of some sort.
A meditation city. Okay.
Um,
Maybe, yeah. I like what you said about exploring different meditations, because, I mean, not all meditations will resonate with you and will be beneficial for what you're trying to achieve, right? So it's good to keep your mind open to explore different meditations, yeah?
well, maybe I'll get a handful of meditation CDs and just try them out.
You could try them out and see how it would go.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. And it would stand to reason that I need to have at least one employee in 3
Yeah.
months' time, and also have at least one investor lineup.
Awesome. Yeah.
One employee. One investor. Okay.
Awesome.
And yeah, if one investor pays $1 million, that will allow me to pay my employee a salary and also pay myself. Obviously, I'm going to pay myself a lot more than I pay my employees, but hey, that's why I'm the founder.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can make it work. So I would make at least $100,000 in 3 months. Yeah, pay myself $100,000. No big deal, right?
In a month and a half? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Um,
There's some tangible
so,
steps. Oh, is there anything else?
No, I think that's good. That's good. I'm going to be probably feeling pretty decent if this happens, and in this relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's just see what would happen if you put a notch on the 3-week mark, 3 weeks from now. Like,
Okay, that's getting close to the present moment. Man, that's
yeah.
a little scary.
3 weeks. What is that? That would be July 10th-ish.
Okay.
3 weeks from now.
July 10.
What would you need to be doing to know that you are on the right track to achieving your dreams?
Yeah, well, obviously, I need to be doing some serious work on attracting that one investor who I intend to attract. I have some preliminary investments that have been put into my startup already. That's why we're still chugging along. I have actually some ideas about employees. So probably if I don't have one employee by then, at least I will have. I will be doing interviews with prospective.
Yeah. Awesome.
So interview prospect employee. And I definitely need to finish the presentation deck for investors.
Mm-hmm.
Like a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
Outlining the business plan, what the idea is all about, and also how they will benefit from it. Also need to have a NDA prepared, so need to at least research, or maybe just talk to my lawyer who will be preparing the non-disclosure agreement. And yeah, I think I'm going to be also doing some, testing some meditation. Maybe I said I would have a handful of meditation CD by August 4th. Well, but July 10th, I can probably get at least 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
2, 3 meditation CDs. Yeah, and I mentioned I would experiment with yoga and Tai Chi. Well, yeah, in 3 weeks I can easily at least locate some Tai Chi teachers, maybe a yoga teacher or 2 in my locale. So that should
Or
be.
maybe some mindful practices in that realm. Would that be, yeah?
Yeah, maybe look at what else is available. I heard some good things about Qigong.
There you go.
Look into Qigong. Ever heard of Qigong?
I have. I love Qigong.
Ah, yeah. They say that it's kind of like if yoga and Tai Chi hooked up and had a baby, and that baby inherited the best of those practices without their shortcomings.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, that sounds
Maybe
really.
that's something to look into.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
see a smile on your face when you're talking about Qigong already, so maybe that's your practice.
okay. Yeah, we'll look into it. And I'll probably also make, some cash. Not a lot. Probably I will add $500,000 into my bank account. So I'll have 150 by then. Okay. Cool.
Awesome. And then, so question for you, Lama. This is where you stopped with me. Do you want to keep going until the present moment on this with this timeline, or do you want to stop here in an enrollment call?
It depends. Well, it depends on 2 things. One is how clear the person is about the path that they're embarking on. And secondly, how much time you have left.
Yeah.
If you spend extra time, well, maybe it's time to stop.
Yeah.
If you feel like, oh, we are doing really well, and we can spend another couple of minutes talking about a more granular experience of like 10 days from now, let's talk about that. Okay. I mean, sometimes it brings people as close as 5 days.
Yeah.
And they really see like, oh, I really need to be doing something different from what I'm doing right now. Okay, so in 5 days from now, I'm going to be waking up earlier. And in 5 days from now, I promise myself I will be looking in the mirror and smiling to myself more.
Yeah.
Something simple as that.
Yeah.
Or like taking natural stance.
Yeah.
Basically is so simple and elegant that doesn't take a lot of effort and already feels like, oh yeah, I'm accomplishing what I set out to accomplish in just 5 days. So the next 5 days, obviously, I have my work cut out for me.
Okay, awesome. All right.
If you don't have time to bring it into such a small time frame, well, you can keep it at 2, 3 weeks or 10 days. That should be okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go in and cut this time in half, the 3 weeks, and see where are you a week and a half from now. And that would be
10 days from now. That'll be June 29th.
That's right.
Wow, that's getting really close.
It is 10 days from now.
Okay. Well, in 10 days, I will not probably start interviewing employees, but what I will do is I'll probably create a written job description for the interviews and start advertising probably on Google and LinkedIn, and make the post on LinkedIn and maybe put an ad on Google for this particular position. Also, I'm going to be probably writing those or creating images and writing the content for the deck for the investors. And yeah, I also definitely need to talk to my lawyer about all those NDAs and other agreements that people need to sign. There's a lot of paperwork there.
Yeah.
10 days, yeah, that's doable.
Perfect. So if you write all that down, so you know, yeah. Huh?
I'll also pay myself not a lot of money, but maybe like 25 grand, so that I feel like I'm on the right track. Okay. And also, as I said, I would probably get 2 or 3 meditation CDs in 3 weeks. So maybe in 10 days, I'll have one.
Okay.
Any suggestions which one I should try first?
Yeah, there is this guy, Lama Tantrapa. He's really good. I would look him up. I'll send you a link.
Sounds wonderful. Okay, Lama, that sounds remarkable. And yeah, one meditation CD.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Qigong. Maybe 10 days is a good amount of time to figure out like a Qigong practice.
Yeah, maybe somebody offers some programs or something.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to do a little bit of research to see what programs exist out there.
Yeah. Or it's funny you're saying that, because actually, as I mentioned in the beginning of the call here, is that you actually received a 3rd place in our scholarship contest for our upcoming Basic Qi Dao program, which actually is all the things that you have talked about wanting to achieve, wanting to learn about your body and about your meditation practice and about gaining more confidence and living life on purpose. So would it be okay if I transitioned into sharing with you a little bit about this program that we have coming up in just 3 weeks?
Go right ahead.
Perfect. So this is a Basic Qi Dao program. And it's a program for open-minded and curious people. So first, let me ask you, would it be interesting to you to discover the most harmonious movement practice?
The most harmonious movement practice.
Like
well, sounds pretty interesting.
Sorry, go ahead.
Who wouldn't want the harmonious practice? But what do you
Yeah.
mean harmonious practice?
A harmonious practice that is dedicated to a culture of movements so that you can incorporate it into your daily life. So it always feels harmonious.
So it's not like just doing some exercises for 30 minutes here or half an hour there and thinking that I'm doing something good, but actually like integrating into my daily life.
Exactly. See, you're a smart cookie. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Tell me more.
And since you've been talking about meditation, I'm wondering if it would be interesting to explore some meditation practices. Some meditation practices that would actually allow you to embark on the journey down the path of enlightenment.
The path of enlightenment, I said that by the end of the year, I want to be halfway on my path of enlightenment. So sure.
Yeah. Beautiful. These are meditation practices that will also help you feel empowered, so you can do these incremental steps that you've actually just lined out on your timeline towards your dream.
Okay.
Okay, so that sounds good. So these, like I said before, this program is not for everybody. It's only for people who are curious and open-minded and people who are available to explore parts of their lives that they haven't explored yet. So do you consider yourself a curious and open-minded person that would be interested in exploring these things?
Yeah, of course, I'm a curious person. I wouldn't be talking to you otherwise. But am I open to explore different parts of myself that I haven't explored yet? Well, isn't it scary what I may discover there?
Yeah, maybe. But let me ask you this. Do you think that everything you've done so far, moving towards your big dream of $900,000 in your bank account next year at this time. Everything you've done, if you stayed the course and kept doing the same thing and then doing the same exact actions, do you think you would get different results than you've gotten already next year?
If I keep doing the same actions?
If you keep doing exactly the same, do you then think you will get different results?
Definition of insanity, right?
I agree with you. I actually fully agree. So sometimes in order to achieve different results in life, we have to do things a little bit differently. Which can mean going into looking at areas of ourselves, like in our own being, that might seem scary, but what if you had tools and people to guide you on the path and looking at these things so you could accomplish what you want to accomplish?
That sounds like a reasonable proposition. So what do you have in mind?
Well, I have this program in mind that is the basic Qi Dao program. And it is created by Lama Tantrapa, who is the founder of Academy of Qi Dao. And he is, and it's beautiful. You mentioned Qi Dao, you mentioned Qigong, because Lama is a beautiful Qigong master. And he has this lineage of Qi Dao that he's presenting to, I don't need to say all this. Sorry about that. I have a script here in front of me, obviously training purposes. So this program is a 3-month-long journey. And you remember that process we just did of dividing your timeline into smaller steps, right?
Right.
Yeah. So imagine you had someone taking you by the hand and walking you along this path of those incremental and crucial steps, and then providing you some insights and some opportunities to experience different meditations and even different movement practices so that you can strengthen your body and you can develop what would we call like a harmonious way of being. How do you think that would feel?
Well, how is it different from what we're talking about Qigong? How is it Qi Dao different from Qigong?
Ooh, I actually don't know how to answer that question.
Well, when most people think of Qigong, what comes to mind usually is doing some Qigong forms.
That's true. Okay, so form. Yeah, I have that down here. Okay.
And instead of doing forms in Qi Dao, we explore the principles and their applications and see how we can develop a culture, a movement that integrates those principles seamlessly so that when you move in your daily life, you already exhibit those principles and benefit from them.
Yeah. Okay. So you're asking, sorry, Gordon.
Profound distinction between Qi Dao and most styles of Chinese Qigong is that unlike most Chinese Qigong styles, in Qi Dao we actually don't cultivate Qi. We don't manipulate it. We don't direct it where we think it should go. We don't try to send it down particular pathways in the body, like down meridians. We don't basically develop the assumptions that we know where the Qi should flow. Instead, we know that the Qi always follows the laws of nature. We just don't know all the laws. So we learn as many of those laws as we can. It's like those principles we just talked about. And we also develop trust that energy knows where to flow. It will never violate the laws of nature. So all we need to do is just align ourselves with those laws and enjoy being in the flow.
Learning the laws of Qi?
Yes, the laws of nature that inform where Qi flows.
Beautiful. That's very beautiful. Okay. Thank you for that.
Perfect.
So you're asking what the difference is from Qi Dao to Qigong. Well, many Qigong styles teaches forms, and it's very based on the student following the form that the master is giving them. In Qi Dao, however, instead of forms, we explore principles. And in that way, you will actually learn to incorporate your own authentic practice in your daily life rather than following a form of somebody else. You find your own practice. And also in Qi Dao, we don't cultivate Qi. We don't manipulate it. We don't try and direct it. We instead learn the laws of nature that will inform us where Qi flows. And then we trust that Qi will go wherever attention goes. So basically, Qi Dao is considered a more authentic practice that is authentic to you and your own nature.
Well, authenticity is not a very popular value in Chinese culture, so no wonder most Chinese styles of Qigong are not really interested in developing authenticity. But where does this Qi Dao thing come from?
Qi Dao comes from, see, this is, I don't need to write all this down, Lama Tantrapa's lineage. I'll have to look at your bio to say this correctly. But that's a good question. Yeah. Because it's from your grandfather, right?
Yes, it's a Tibetan Qigong rather than Chinese Qigong. Obviously, Tibet.
Oh, that's why you keep saying it. I was like, why is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Tibet nowadays is under Chinese rule, so it's part of China. But Tibetan culture has its own distinct qualities, including the qualities of valuing authenticity a lot higher as compared to Chinese traditional philosophy and way of life. Yeah, well, that's interesting. I was also mentioning that I might be interested in Tai Chi as well as yoga. So how does this compare to those two disciplines of yoga and Tai Chi?
It's my answer right now would be it's similar because Tai Chi and yoga also cultivates forms. So it's again a similar answer that Qi Dao will go in and help you follow the laws of nature and find the flow of your own Qi rather than follow a class and follow what the instructor says you should do.
That's very good. I often say, well, what do you know about Tai Chi? Well, obviously people do some forms in Tai Chi. And why are they doing those forms? Well, Tai Chi is supposedly an internal martial art. Of course, most Tai Chi practitioners don't really practice it for martial art prowess because very few of them actually learn how to move at the full speed. They usually do Tai Chi at a really slow pace.
Mm-hmm.
But originally, Tai Chi was a martial art. Now, it kind of lost its spirit or lost its purpose as martial art over the years. So much so that 99% or majority of Tai Chi practitioners don't really learn how to use it when a push comes to shove. In Qi Dao, we learn how to use it. We don't forget about the roots. As a matter of fact, rather than trying to reach for the branches somewhere on the ends of the tree branches, for the fruits on the ends of the tree branches, we actually learn how to connect with the roots of this entire discipline. Does it come to also the roots of yoga? You bet. Because that's also a discipline that was inspired initially by the practitioners who were learning how to not just be flexible and hold poses till cows come home. They were doing it for a particular purpose. What was the purpose of yoga? Spiritual development, an embodied spiritual development.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of lost its way, especially in the West, so much so that most yoga practitioners don't really consider that they are practicing yoga for the purpose of spiritual development. They're doing yoga to feel better, to be better, comfortable, more comfortable in their body, or flexible, or whatever. Flexibility is part of our studies in Qi Dao. But we learn how to become flexible with stretching.
Sorry, say that again? You cut out.
We learn how to become flexible without doing any stretching.
Yeah.
Now, that kind of paradoxical statement often piques people's curiosity, like,
Yeah.
how can you become flexible without doing stretching? I say, well, wouldn't you like to know? This is
Sign up for a program and you'll figure it out. Yeah.
we're exploring in this in our program, just to give you a glimpse of it. Basically, when you stretch, you pull your muscles beyond the edge of the comfort zone, which triggers a stretch reflex. When the central nervous system starts sending more signals of contraction to the muscles that you stretch. And of course, those muscles become more tense over time. Now, it's possible that people also break those muscles down, stretch their connective tissues, and become more flexible after doing yoga. I don't want to say yogis are inflexible because they're stretching, but just because of everyone doing something, it doesn't mean that we want to be doing
But the
that.
stretching part of the yoga practice is not why they're flexible.
Exactly. Sometimes they're flexible despite the stretching.
But because there are some strength too, right?
Yes.
And yeah. So, okay, let me. My computer is about to die. Let me just get the power supply real quick, Lama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Power.
Okie dokie.
Empowerment to the computer.
Yes. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Yeah, I had to plug it into a power. What is it called? Extra power source, because if power goes out, it can fry my computer. So now we'll just fry the cord instead of my computer. Yep.
Huh. All right.
Cool.
And
So
what
that
kind of plugs do you use in Costa Rica, by the way?
same as the States.
The same as in the United States?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So yeah, that's easy. Many things are the same, so that's good.
At least
Okay.
the metric system.
Yeah, and I'm very happy that I'm back in a country with the metric system, to be honest.
That's the reason, one of the main reasons I go to Europe, because I'm sick and tired of the imperial system. It's just so stupid.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
I can rave about that for a long
Speaking
time.
about just learning some form without even knowing what the hell you're doing, that's basically what the imperial system is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what degree does the water boil? I don't know, Google? Yeah. Okay. So good. So that's some good things about yoga and Tai Chi that are definitely needed. Awesome. So yeah, so what are we
Also, we do have practices that look kind of like yoga. If you take a snapshot, a photo, it looks like somebody is doing stretching, but we're not.
Yeah.
Because we don't hold poses. We move. And the way we move is very intelligent. We move along the edge of the comfort zone. And so as you dive into our program very soon, you will discover for yourself how much more intelligent and effective it is.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
So
do you have, yeah.
How do you close me?
So yeah, all those questions. So yeah, so does it let me see. So this program will give you the tools to move in a more harmonious way, which will also provide you with a more harmonious consciousness, which will maybe get you closer to your goals or your dreams of feeling more confident and accomplish these big goals you have. Does that sound interesting to you?
But yeah, I wanted to live a more meaningful and purposeful life. Does this program help me achieve that?
Absolutely. So this program is a 3-month program, and the cool thing is that you actually have a scholarship you have 25% off this program. And I can send you a link right here, right now, so that you can check out using that scholarship here today. Is that something you would be interested in?
Yeah, but I'm curious how this program would help me live a more meaningful and more purposeful life.
Well, if you feel that you are not super familiar with meditation practices and movement practices, do you think there might be a chance that you sometimes move in a disharmonious way, in a way that might not be beneficial for your body and for your mind?
Yeah, quite possible.
Yeah, so in moving disharmoniously, do you think that there's maybe a bigger or a greater, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think there might be a better possibility that you also sometimes are disharmonious in your way of thinking about the actions you need to do?
Oh, maybe that's why it's been hard to attract investors, because I was just pissing them off.
Ah, okay. Well, if you learn to move in a more harmonious way, because you are the way you move, that will also help you gain a more harmonious consciousness, which will help you gain maybe a greater sense of noticing where people are in their day, how to communicate with people, how to communicate with yourself, because you will know more about what your body needs in any given moment and how to give your body and your mind and spirit what it needs to make you stronger and more resilient. So resiliency, is that something that would be valuable for you to have?
Sure. What is that?
Resiliency, to not take things personally, like if an investor says no to you, to not take that personally, or to not be knocked over by it and then never calling another investor again, but then instead going, all right, I'm going to call another investor, I'm going to look at this call, maybe I'll record my calls, I'll look at what I did, I will learn from it, I'll gain resiliency, I'll come back home to my center, I'll get to know myself and show up better next time.
Well, that sounds like a no-brainer.
That's what we provide to you in this program. You'll be with, yeah.
Now, how much of the interaction do I get with you or with whoever is running this program?
So you will get a whole section of written materials, audio and video training, and you will get, there's one module per week, and this program is a 3-month program. So you have one module per week of new learning that you will do on your own. Then we also meet weekly in a group with like-minded people like yourself. These are people that are coming in from all over the world, Europe, Australia, the States. And all these group training sessions will be led by a certified Qigong coach. And then if you have a practice partner, because this would be amazing for you to actually, if you know someone this would be interesting for, you would be able to bring your partner to these meetings.
So I need to have a practice partner. I cannot do it by myself.
I won't say you cannot do it by yourself, but you will definitely learn faster, quicker. And since you are on the track to have a $900 in your bank account, in a year from now, it sounds like you're someone who is driven and want to move fast and want to get things done. So having a practice partner will help you learn these principles way faster, and also you will be able to test the principles on each other, and yeah, that will definitely be good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So practice partner would be a good idea.
Yes. And since you are, you're looking to gain more financial freedom and have more finances in your account, if you choose to refer a practice partner to our program, you actually get a 10% bonus, referral bonus, for anybody you refer to this program. And it doesn't even matter if you're in the program or not. As long as you refer someone to this program, you'll get a 10% affiliate bonus. So that's an easy way to make some extra cash.
So I just refer, let's say, my girlfriend who might be interested in this, and I actually get kickback from referring. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll take her out to a nice dinner or something.
There you go. So yeah, so that's a good, yeah. And then in this program, we also have private sessions. There will be 3 private sessions throughout the program. The first one is in the beginning of the program, and that's going to be with the founder of our academy, Lama Tantrapa, and the certified Qigong coach, Sean Hall, leading the program. Will he be on that call? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So Lama Tantrapa will introduce you to the program and to Sean Hall, who will be leading the program. Then in the middle of the program, you will receive another coaching call with Sean Hall. And also in the end of the program, you will receive another session. So that's what you will get in this program. In the very, very tail end, after the online program ends, you will be invited to a weekend workshop in person, and you will receive the initiation into the practice of empowerment, which is probably the most important part of the program. And I can guarantee you will not be the same once you've learned that.
Till the very last.
Yes.
It's dessert.
Yes.
Save the best for last. Interesting.
Yes.
What about that live event? How long is it? Where is it happening? How does it cost?
The live weekend event is going to be in Portland, Oregon, in the United States of America. And it's going to be with the founder himself, Lama Tantrapa. And it is a weekend workshop, Saturday and Sunday, full days. So you will get to meet other practitioners, get to experience all of the principles you've learned more in depth in that weekend.
Okay, and how much is that?
That is included in the program.
Oh, so free of charge, huh?
Yes.
And you mentioned something about this program being a certification program. What's the deal with certification? What do I get certified for?
You get certified as a basic Qi Dao. Is it basic Qi Dao practitioner? Yeah, a basic Qi Dao practitioner of the Academy of Qi Dao.
Basic Qi Dao practitioner. So as a practitioner, then I can go out into my community and practice it, like start teaching it or something?
You can practice it, and you can even teach it to the people that is around you. Yeah.
Cool. And the last question, will you be teaching that program too?
I will not be teaching this program, but the coaches
Bummer.
we have here, huh?
Bummer.
But I reassure you that the coaches we have are very well trained, and the founder Lama Tantrapa himself is also there. So yeah, you are going to be in good hands.
All right. Well, that sounds good. So when does the program start?
Program starts, do we have a date? July 8th, 10th?
I think we figured out that Wednesday is going to work best for Sean.
Okay.
And so we will not start on a Wednesday right after the 4th. We will start on a Wednesday, July 12th.
Wednesday, July 12th will be the first meeting.
Yeah, and if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, maybe we'll push it to July 19th, so a month.
Yeah, the program starts in 1 month.
Okay, 1 month. Marvelous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, I'm game.
Perfect. So here is the link sending you. You follow this link, go in and pay the amount left right here. And then once you've done that, I'll stay on the call with you. And once you've done it, I'll be happy to officially welcome you into the program of Basic Qi Dao.
Well, it's nice of you to stay on the call. I'm clicking this link and it seems like it says I have to pay everything up front in one lump sum.
Yeah.
No, I have a bunch of money in my bank account, but I wonder if I can like also break it down into monthly payments.
You can, free of charge. You can actually no interest charge, which is probably the best. What is it called? Loan, or the best payment plan you'll find anywhere. is 0% interest rate. So you can break this price into 3 payments,
Huh.
3 monthly payments. How does that sound?
Well, so I'm paying the tuition minus 25% that I won as a scholarship. So how much is that going to come to?
Well, that should be in your link, right?
Right. So and then if I divide
Minus
that in 3, that's going to come to what, like $600 a payment?
600 baht a month. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, that looks doable.
Yeah.
Oh, do you give any kind of money back guarantee? What if I don't like the program or this Lama Tantrapa pisses me off somehow?
Well, if you don't feel like you are 100% satisfied in the first 4 weeks or the first 30 days of the program, of the training, and you have participated in everything, then you will get money back. All your money back. No questions asked, no blacklisting, no nothing. And then if you want to join at a later time, we will still be happy to welcome you in.
Damn. Well, that's a no-brainer. Okay, well, I guess I will just have to sign up now.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes.
Click, click, click. All right, it says that I paid money. I got an email. Now what? What's the next step between now and the beginning of the program? It's going to be starting in a month.
Yeah. So now you will have your, this is when they schedule their first call, right? Coaching call? The strategy call? Yeah. So now you will go into, so this is where maybe I should have your calendar.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll have a calendar link. So now I'll send you this calendar link. In your welcome email, you will find this calendar link. There where you go in, in your welcome email, you'll go in and find this link to Lama Tantrapa's calendar, and there you will book your first strategy call. That will happen sometime between now and the beginning of the program. And you can already now, there will be a bonus, a bonus course, right? There's going to be a bonus course. You can start already now. And the first module will be available. Is that available now too, or is it?
Right away.
Right away. So, and the first module will be available right away as well. So you can go ahead and get started.
Coolness. Wow. So I get also some extra bonus material and a 25% discount.
Yes.
Well, this is a killer deal.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Click, click, click. Welcome to the Academy of Qi Dao.
Oh, thank you. That was nice and smooth.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Cool. So how do you feel about what you've just done in terms of enrollment?
Well, it's definitely different for me enrolling into somebody else's program that is very specific. You know, I've gone through your program, of course. So, but all the little things of like, what even is the difference between Qi Dao and Tai Chi and all, like, that's not something that I use Qi Dao every day, but I don't like, Sean will know all these things, right? But I'm not very talking about it. I do it with my clients, you know, and I don't get these questions. So this was really good to run over all these questions because many of these people will be Qigong practitioners already, and they will want to know the difference and why is this better than anything else. So that was really cool. I feel it's fun to do the pie chart and the timeline. I've never done anything like that in a like sales strategy call before, so it's interesting to me, and I'll see how, you know, I'll get to experience it once we talk to people because it seems long, like it seems like a long call. But I mean, I trust that you've done this for a long time and you know what works. So yeah, it's a new way of doing it for me for sure. Yeah,
and also you will, with practice, you will feel like time becomes easier to manage during the call. Like, don't be surprised if the first several calls you will spend an hour with a person and you barely started the timeline, because you probably will be talking about all the different pieces of the pie chart and what it's going to look like, and now what is going to compare to how its current state of affairs. I don't want to say that you should be talking faster. You're doing just fine in terms of pace. It's just simply finding ways to manage your time a little bit more effectively, and also not allowing the person to just go on some tangent
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
I think going on the tangent is something that
That's the biggest part.
most people will do at least at one point or another. The same with the timeline. It's so easy to go on a tangent and start talking about, oh, you won't believe what happened to me 3 years ago. This person did this and that. And it's like, you know, I would love to talk to you about what happened to you 3 years ago. Let's actually focus on the primary objective of our session today. And then in your coaching sessions, you can bring it up when you're working with your coach.
Yeah.
So that, in a sense, kind of clarifies this is not what we're doing today. We are developing strategy. Would you like to get back to developing a strategy?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I think you will be surprised by a huge variety of different people's dreams and aspirations in terms of what they want to achieve in a year. So in a sense, it's going to also create more of a confidence in your part. Oh yeah, this person wants to make $1 million. Okay, let's go. Oh, this person wants to get out of slums and get a roof over their head so that they have some kind of food to eat. Okay, let's talk about that. Basically, it's like the variety of experience is so fucking huge, it's impossible to even predict what people will be talking about.
Yeah.
So we just accept them for who they are.
Yeah.
Another thing that also I wanted to bring up is I was kind of going easy on you in terms of saying, oh, I'll maybe need to do some meditation for personal development or do some Tai Chi and yoga.
Not everybody will say that.
Not everybody is going to say it. However, some people already have some ideas what they should be doing. Then a really good question is, well, have you tried it yet?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, why not? Do you feel like now is the right time? Why is now the right time? Or why is it going to be the right time in 3 months from now to do that? Now, that is really strange question. Why is the time going to be the right time for it? Because I feel like that's my time to do it. Awesome. Let's use that. The person basically has some kind of hunch, some type of intuition that that's going to be the right time, or now is the right time. Okay, we actually use that phraseology with them. Okay, so since you said that now is the right time to get started with that, I would like to get you going with this particular program that we offer because this is the best thing since sliced bread. Joking. And so basically it's going to turns the tables back onto the potential client or student, because if they have at least a glimpse of an idea why now is the right time, or why 3 weeks from now is going to be the right time, and they tell you that idea, what the glimpse is, you basically just use their own words.
Yeah.
The reason why this method of enrollment works so well is twofold, at least two, maybe three. Number one is it works so well because it creates the juxtaposition of the current state of affairs and the dream state. Any salesperson knows about how they basically use the sales pitch as the means to get from this island of the current state of affairs to the different island of the dream state. And how do we get there? Well, using the means that we're providing to you, for example, this program. Yeah, this is like exactly what we're doing in the very graphic way, in the very tangible way. So the person really starts feeling like, oh yeah, I can actually quantify my personal development. Damn, I never thought I could quantify that. Now I actually see I'm at 60% and I want to be at 75%. Well, let's go. That's one reason why it's so effective. And the second reason is because of the timeline. Most people actually are afraid of dreaming big because they don't believe in themselves. And the reason why they don't believe in themselves is because they feel like they need to make this huge leap. Oh, and I need to make $1 million a year. How am I going to do it? This is such a big transformation from where I'm at right now. Well, let's break it down. Let's make it a little bit less of a transformation. Each and every step becomes easier, smaller, more doable, less scary. And eventually when the person talks about, okay, where am I going to be in 10 days from today? Well, this is really not scary at all, because it's like, oh, I just need to be doing this thing and this thing, and doing like a little research and maybe talking to some people about blah, blah, blah. Not scary. If that is scary, let's break it down into smaller pieces. What's the baby step that would take you there? Because if it's still scary, it means that's too big still.
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Breaking it down into smaller steps and making them really practical makes people feel like you're really helping them. Because literally hardly anyone ever experienced this type of strategic planning in their lives. Obviously, there are some coaches who do it, but they do it in the context of their coaching. So those people who received their coaching experienced it. But how many people are we expecting to come to Academy of Qi Dao as prospect students who've been receiving coaching from Tony Robbins or Brendon Burchard? Maybe a few, but not very many. And if they do come, they will probably value this because neither one of those guys offers anything that facilitates embodiment. They just talk about ideas. They're all in the head.
Yeah, and then they do movements that are not harmonious.
Yeah, and then they like do all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically this is a really well executed enrollment conversation that was really nicely done. Pace was a little bit slower. Obviously, we spent an hour just talking about the second part.
Yeah.
That will be the task to.
Well, and it's also like it's one thing to do this in front of you, the founder of the program, right?
Mm.
To like there are questions that you ask me where I'm like, I have an answer, but I want to know what you want me to say, right?
Yeah.
So that when it comes up, because I mean, I can always wing it, you know, and I'm very good at that, but I want to make it, you know, this is your program. I want it to be the words that you want us to say to these people, right? So that's why it's taking me a little longer to really get into my head, like the different phrases and how you say things, what words you're using, because it's not always the same. Even though I've gone through your program, I'm not you, right? So it's like I'm still learning to put those words on there. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think you did phenomenally well.
Thank you.
I think you do very well with those prospects. So we just need to start getting them into your calendar. So
yes.
How are you going to get them into your calendar? Well, just day before yesterday, we had a little live broadcast featuring Kuhn. 60 plus people RSVP'd for.
Uh-huh.
Well, 60 plus people, it's a good number of people. I think there were even more than that, but regardless, whatever number of people signed up, not all of them obviously attended the event. So one of the things that we can do is we can simply say, hey, you signed up for this online, what do you call it, like a live meetup, virtual meetup. There you go. We signed up for this virtual meetup, RSVP'd for it, but we didn't see you there. Would you like to book an appointment and talk about your journey of energy art? Boom, like this. It's like those people already self-selected themselves. that they're interested, that they're jumping at the bit to do something. They just simply need a little encouragement.
Well, and you, when you invite them to a call, you do make it sure that we do have an offer in the call, right? Like, so that they know that they're coming into something where there's an offer.
Well, there was no offer on a Saturday call.
No, I mean, if you send an email out to these 60 participants,
Yeah.
you know, right, inviting them to book yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Basically, I want to talk to you about your journey, and would you like me to also walk you through development of a strategy?
Yeah.
That would allow you to experience massive breakthrough within a reasonable amount of time with our methodology.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's kind of an easy offer, easy invitation. You're not even doing an offer and a message to them, but you immediately set in motion certain expectations. Oh, she's going to be helping me with something.
Yeah.
Well, so what is it in it for me? Well, what's in it for you is that you're going to get a strategy with much more clarity than you currently have. Number two, you are going to also receive a nice offer. So we can actually make these offers to people of a scholarship, even if they did not fill the scholarship applications. We can just say, look, we have this amazing scholarship currently available. Now, if you want to participate in a contest, maybe you'll win the first prize, maybe you'll win the second prize, but I'm authorized to offer you the third prize even without you filling the form. Would you like to do that?
Yeah. Cool.
So in a sense, it's like you're holding this gift. It's like, here, I'm holding this gift, scholarship. Would you like it? I'm holding it for you. I'm just holding it, waiting for somebody to take it off my hands. This is the gift of scholarship. To refuse it would be kind of silly on people's end, but some people will say probably no. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I guess they're not ready.
Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be fun. In order to find out who those people are, let's just go to the community and literally find out who those people are. So I'm going to log in now. Do you have a way to log into that community, or are you already in it?
Yeah, let's see.
There it is.
Yeah, I think I'm in.
Awesome. All right. So when you look at this community, you can probably see that there is quite a number of members.
Yeah.
If you click on the number 3610,
I don't see a number.
on the left-hand side.
Huh?
On the left-hand side.
No, there's no numbers. There's find members. There is.
Find members. Okay, if you
Yeah.
click find members.
Yeah.
I guess as the creator of a community, I see different things from what
Yeah.
you see. Yeah. So when you click find members, what do you see?
Then I see a small list of members and more.
Yeah.
I can't see a full list. I can only see like 20 people or something.
You see only 20 people. Ah, interesting. Let me click on this and see what you see.
I'm wondering, Lama.
Oh, if you scroll down, it will actually keep on going. It's like in Facebook. When you scroll down to the bottom of the list, it opens up more.
Yeah, it just doesn't do that for me. I tried that.
Well,
It just says and more.
interesting.
Yeah.
The way that I experience it is like this. Like I'm sharing my screen right now. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I see Sean, Sulima, Sheldon, and so I scroll further down
Yeah.
and I see, okay, well, seems like it's the end, but then I actually reach the end and this thing starts spinning.
Yeah. And here
And
for me, it just says and more. Where yours is spinning, mine just says and more.
it keeps on spinning each time I reach the very bottom, and it just shows more members.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen for you?
No. Oh, thank you. No, it doesn't. It just says and more. That's weird. I don't even have a scroll bar. Like you have. You have like a scroll bar in the side.
Yeah.
I don't even have that.
Wild.
Maybe I can try. I can try
Okay.
and
Let's see if I can
reload. Let's see what happens if I reload it.
Let's go to meetups.
No, same thing and more.
And more is very strange. Okay, so we have this meetup, and here it says 68 going. Can you see who signed up?
Yeah, 68 going. I can see that. Going, and I can see those people.
You can see those people?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Can you click on any of those people's names? Maybe you can share your screen with me, would you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
How do I do that again? Share screen. Okay.
Okay, I see it.
You see it?
I see like a beautiful orange, looks like flower.
A flower? That's all you see?
I see, yes, I see
Huh.
basically like a screensaver or whatever you have on the homepage, on
Okay.
a desktop.
Oh, sorry. That's so weird. What about now?
I still see the same thing.
Okay, stop sharing. Share. What do I see? Share screen,
Sure.
and then I have an option where it says desktop or window.
No. Window.
Okay, start sharing window.
Okay.
Does that
Weird.
work?
Nope, it's still showing the desktop.
That's so
You
weird.
have an impressively empty desktop.
Well, so that it's not my desktop then, because I promise you. Oh wait, let's try this. My desktop is not empty. Here we go. How about this?
Exact same.
Ah, that's weird. Change background, turn subtitles on, share screen. I can do desktop or window.
Okay, and you should be
Window,
able to
start
select the
screening.
window. So
Yeah.
you should select the proper window.
Yeah. Did that work now?
Right now, I don't see anything. It's just blank screen.
How about now?
Still blank.
Well, that is very weird.
It is weird. I was sharing mine just a minute ago without any hitch.
Yeah. So on my end, it says share screen. I click on share screen.
Yeah.
There's a desktop, or I can click window. I click window.
You can try desktop. Maybe it's flip-flop somehow. Maybe sharing this. No, that's still the same desktop image.
Okay. So then I go in and say share screen, Status indicator. Start sharing. Window. Nope.
And now it's just blank.
Okay,
All right.
well, that's not
let's
working.
waste our time. Apparently something is not working. So the way that we just talked about how we would invite those people, 68 people is a good number to work with. And what I would do is I would literally just click on the name of each person, and it gives you the ability to communicate with them one-on-one, similar to Facebook Messenger, but it's just happening right on the platform.
Okay, well, the only thing about that, Lama,
Yeah.
is that none of these people know who I am. So I
Well-
would just be some weird, and this is what happened when we did your groups, when we would reach out to people are like, because they don't know who we are. So it's like, if I'm to sell anything for you, like there used to be, I'm wondering if there's another way of doing that.
Okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can reach out to these folks myself and simply say, hey, it was nice of you to register for this program or register for this event. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if you attended it. I would love to set up an appointment to talk to you. How about your progress and what you would like to achieve with Qigong and Tai Chi?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can probably do that. I don't see how I would actually communicate with these people.
Yeah, I don't see how I can communicate with them either.
When I click find members, I can click on any of those members and I can easily communicate with them there. So let's see.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. So here you are. I'm going to click on your name.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can literally just click on this arrow pointing upwards. And it says, start chatting with your community. Invite others to join the conversation. Well, I don't want to invite others. I will just ask questions. So I will say, hi, Cirke. Okay, so I just sent you a message via this platform.
Yes, and I got that.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So that's exactly what we can do in this group, where all these people self-selected to be members of the community dedicated to Tai Chi and Qigong.
Well, yeah, and I'm also wondering, since you can post, like it looks like there's a wall, like you can post out here, like, so when people walk in, the first thing they see is a post, right? I'm wondering if it's possible to do a live room video of you and I, or you, me, and Sean, or just you actually even, and just like a 5-minute thing and say, oh, guess what? We have we have a new program coming up, a scholarship program. If you're interested in hearing more, or like something like that, maybe that would be a good idea.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think it would be a great opportunity to also introduce you.
Yeah, so we can do it together.
So I would love to do that. I would love to record a video or just do live video and just simply say, we have a wonderful scholarship contest going on.
Yeah.
And I want to introduce Cirke, who is the representative of Academy of Qi Dao, handling the scholarship and the contest. And she will be reaching out to you if you're interested. So don't be alarmed. And I will look forward to seeing you in our program.
Yes. And then we should have a link that says, I'm wondering, Lama, do you have emails? Like, does Marja have an Academy of Qi Dao email?
I have academyofqidao@gmail.com.
Well, I'm wondering if we should if you're comfortable with that, if me and Sean should get access to that either, or if there's a way we could have a Cirke at Academy of Qi Dao so that it looks more legit. This might not be something everybody thinks of, but it's something that I can get a little. When I see new coaching programs, I notice little details like that, and I wonder if there's this random, hey, blow Joe, whatever, what's happening. So I wonder if that would be better if we either use the email you already have, or we got emails that has Academy of Qi Dao in them.
Yes, absolutely. I will send you the login credentials for Academy of Qi Dao at gmail.com.
Perfect.
That is a simple email address that is associated with Academy of Qi Dao. There is no doubt that it's the right address. And yeah, I have no problem sharing it. And so I think that's going to be the best way to go.
Awesome. And then do you have like a calendar form you use like for booking sessions?
Yes.
What do you use?
That link to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm wondering if it is able to couple to put my calendar on there as well, because they will be booking enrollment sessions with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if there's a way we could again, so that like Academy, or is it possible to create like an Academy of Qi Dao enrollment calendar or something, and then I could be connected to that?
For sure, yes. As a matter of fact, why don't we just create a new calendar like that at one of the Academy of Qi Dao sites? Sure. So how we're going to do it is probably I'm going to set up one of the sites pointing to Builderall, just associated with Builderall, and just set up the calendar on Builderall.
Yeah.
So then it's going to be really easy to manage it, really easy to see how it can be synchronized with Google Calendar. Do you use Google Calendar?
Yeah.
Cool. So then we can do that. It will be probably a matter of like 2 hours for me to spend linking all these things together, and I will send you something after that. Well, I'm going to be talking to Sean now.
Yeah, you're meeting actually with Sean now, right? We're over Sean because we're going somewhere tonight. All right, well, I'll jump off then. But I'm just like, so that was my point, was like, so it looks legit basically. So it's not like,
Sure.
so we're all like under the same umbrella. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Wonderful.
Cool.
All right. Well,
good to see you, Lama.
Thank you. And I will be ready for Sean in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, cool. I'll let him know. Bye.
Awesome. Have a good one.